Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we are discussing a lovely FP Journe Octa Calendrier. It's a 38mm annual calendar, a discontinued case size, and a discontinued model with the much sought brass movement. So this is a collectible watch, but it's also very wearable. 38mm in diameter. It's 10.5mm thick and from lug tip to lug tip, 44.8mm with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. We'll zoom out a little bit to give perspective, and you can see it wears nicely. I would recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, 2 centimeters smaller than my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and it will easily slide under a dress cuff. The strap we've got on here, you can see it's a Watchbox Journe Rousseau, so I suppose given the nomenclature of the company these days, you could consider the strap to be both discontinued and vintage. But taking a quick look here, we have a Journe Rousseau manufacturer, and that is the OEM supplier to both De Bethune and FP Journe, so you're not losing anything in quality. It's just a bit of an unusual branding. Taking a look here, we have a buckle in rose gold. And I believe the hallmarks are on the inside, which is always quirky. Rose gold case, and Journe cases, well, they haven't changed that much. At least the dress cases haven't changed that much since 1999. We have a symmetrical bezel and case back, both domed with their overlapping flanges defining the mid case. Then we have blended Calatrava style lugs, but the downturn from the horizontal of the case band to the lugs is about 90 degrees for good small wrist fit. The world's most famous unbranded crown, double dimples and knurled. The double dimples and the knurling tell you this is an FP Journe crown, and the dial tells you it is an FP Journe watch. He invented and made it. Now we've got an annual calendar here, so it is able to handle all jumps except the jump from February to March, so you only need to adjust it once annually. Now it also has a retrograde, which makes it a bit more fun to play with. You can see how I'm able to change the day independently with the quick set, and then I have the ability to change the date as well in conjunction with the day. So the date and the day change at the same time. When you reach the end of the travel, you could see both the month and the date will jump as well. Now, taking a look on the dial, it is a Media Blast white gold, so it's a rose gold case and a white gold dial. We have very fine azurage or sort of concentric texture on the scale for the date, and we have the same on the primary dial, which is silvered. Well, I should say it's silver, white silver, and then a polished steel bezel around it with dial side assembly screws, a long-time signature of FP Journe. The only feature the watch does not have is hacking. That's characteristic of these Octas. On the reverse side, you can see it's a case made in 04. And the reason I mention that is because after about mid-2005, Eleanor, the French manufacturer of Journe's cases in this era, stopped stamping the cases with their year of manufacture. And keep in mind, that 04 is the year the case was made. The model with brass movement was made from 03 to 05, and this example comes with paperwork confirming that it was sold in 2004. The movement's 30.8mm in diameter, so it nicely fills this case back. You could see right here, because Eleanor was the case supplier and Eleanor was in France, we have Eleanor's logo right there, and then we have the French double eagle hallmarks. You'll also find the Swiss hallmarks on here. It has the hallmarks of both nations, the manufacturing nation and then the assembling nation for the final watch. There is some adhesive on the back from tape, don't worry about that. 22 karat Grand Orge or barley corn cut on the rotor, brass movement, and a 3 Hertz beat rate, a free sprung balance with a chronometer style 5-position adjustment. Journe doesn't go for high beat rates, but he does go for large high inertia balances. So high beat rates and high inertia balances can actually sub for each other. If you don't have a high beat rate, go for a massive balance, and that's what Journe chose for the sake of chronometry. Free sprung, all the adjustments are done using masses on the balance itself for fine-tuning of the timing. Journe has a watch here that automatically winds bidirectionally in this generation, but this bidirectional winding octa, like every octa, has a 120-hour chronometric and 160-hour absolute power reserve. Journe had long complained and sort of groused about the idea that the only time an automatic watch keeps chronometer grade time is when the movement is being wound daily during the chronometer test. In the real world, you don't get a full wind 24 hours apart every single day at exactly 24-hour intervals. So your automatic winding watch through the course of a week or a month is going to be at all sorts of different levels of wind. As you wear it on your wrist, it runs down at night. You are active, inactive, more active, less active. What Journe did was he created a watch with a sort of fail-safe. A gigantic meter-long single mainspring that's only a millimeter thick, and he engineered that spring to have a super flat torque curve. So instead of having a torque curve like this, like a mound, it's like a plateau. So from 120 hours to 120 hours elapsed of power reserve, you will have a flat, consistent delivery of torque and constant force to the escapement. So it doesn't matter where the state of wind is in that 120 hours. You could have 1 day of power reserve left, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It's going to keep consistent time because of the flat torque plateau of that curve. The reason he doesn't advertise 160 hours is because beyond 120 hours consecutively run without winding, it will not keep chronometer grade time. So he effectively just says, look, 120 hours is the chronometric power reserve, and that's all I'm rating this watch. But just know, it will run for almost 7 days until drop dead. 30 meters water resistant, but this is a highly collectible watch and a dress timepiece, so please don't go swimming with it. There's a lot to love here, and this is a highly collectible piece for someone who wants an important, early, and popular FP Journe model. Folks love the annual calendar, and it is one of the most aesthetically pleasing. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.